5 a.m. on your hump day, your biggest decision of the day right now. Are you going to hit snooze or are you going to get up and wake up with us? Hopefully it is the latter. We're glad to have you. Thanks for waking up with us. Let's take a look at your headlines now. Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan has launched a criminal investigation after comments County Commissioner Chairman Gene Valentino made to Channel 3 News last week. Now, Valentino and the sheriff have kind of been at odds about the sheriff's budget, in particular, the sheriff's request for an additional $18 million next year. A recent report from the Department of Justice concluded that the county jail is unsafe, it's understaffed, and it's violent, and that added more fuel to this feud. Valentino says management and personnel problems should be fixed before Morgan requests more money from commissioners. Now here's how he put it in that interview last Wednesday. Governor Rick Scott vetoing a bill that would have allowed some young immigrants who live in the United States illegally to apply for a temporary driver's license in Florida. Now, the legislature passed that bill for young immigrants allowed to remain in the country under an Obama administration deferred action policy that could use federal documents to receive a temporary driver's license for at least a year. Now, in the veto message, Scott questioned the legality of the federal policy announced last June, and the governor says the policy has not been approved by Congress or as a federal rule.
Why the Escambia School District pays money to do their graduations at the Bay Center.
Some people say, hey, wouldn't it be cheaper to do it at the football field or at the school? Other people say, hey, we like it over there at the Bay Center. So Channel 3's, it's early and it's live, okay? Channel 3's Kelly DeSimone is live this morning at the Pensacola Bay Center, taking a look at the numbers for us. Morning. Also new from overnight, deputies in Escambia County were called to 2 locations for shootings. The sheriff's office says drivers in a silver Camaro and a white SUV were chasing and shooting each other near Navy Point. Now, police did investigate the areas of Brigadier Street at Gulf Beach Highway and Brown Road at Gilliland Road. Now, some shell casings were found there, and deputies say a nearby hit-and-run crash may be related to these shootings, and investigators later found the SUV abandoned in another area. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity teaming up with AmeriCorps members to kick off their neighborhood revitalization initiative. And that's taking place in the West Side Garden District. AmeriCorps members from all across the country are coming in for the Build-a-thon. Revitalization projects include tasks like address painting, cleaning vacant lots, sidewalk repair, and maintenance of St. John Cemetery. Now, this is the 3rd year in a row that Pensacola Habitat has been selected to host that event. And you can help keep our community clean and bring some color to your yard with the Santa Rosa Clean Community Systems annual Crip Myrtle Sale. The sale is the biggest fundraiser, kicked off this weekend at the Green Up Nursery, runs through the summer or until the supplies run out. Now, they do have a variety of colors available, ranging from $5.99 to $19.99. Proceeds from the sale go to the community beautification projects, which include the Panhandle Butterfly House, the Great American Cleanup Event, recycling stations, and a whole lot more. The nursery in Milton, open Tuesday through Sunday between 9 and 5.
Well, that sounds like a great idea.
Someone bought me a plant recently for my birthday, and I thought, who thinks that I could keep something alive?
Did you kill it yet?
I didn't even try. No, I gave it away.
Let it die on its own.
Aww.
Let it just sit in a well.
Just
Poor
Darwinism. Darwinism at its best.
Did you actually even name it, or you didn't get that attached?
I haven't even named my car yet.
Oh, you need to do that.
Yeah. What if I have a child one day? Am I going to be like,
you name your car?
Just a kid? Yeah.
What was your old car?
The old lady.
Yeah.
She was
Interesting.
cute.
That's what I call my wife. I'm sorry.
What a bump. Governor Mary Fallin said Tuesday the state will encourage the shelters in the safe rooms, but they're not going to require them. Fallin also said new schools will be encouraged to build those shelters, but that cost is a factor. It's been estimated that putting a shelter in every public school in Oklahoma would cost more than $2 billion. That's nearly a third of Oklahoma's state budget. 43 people were killed by tornadoes over the last 2 weeks. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you at the bottom of the hour here. Let's get you started with the weather, because if you need to dig around for your umbrella, I certainly would. Hi, Christina.
I graduated in 1970. What year did you graduate?
Not after 1970. And I actually have my Arizona State mug, and it rained on me. Hard.
I know what year, if you could really know. Anyway, Escambia County spends big money using the Bay Center for graduation. Some people think that's not a good idea.
But yeah, some people say, you know what, this is a little bit too expensive. So Channel 3's Kelly DeSimone is live at the Bay Center taking a look at the numbers. Morning. New for you this morning, at least 31 people were hurt in a subway fire in Russia this morning. Now, the fire started in a metro tunnel near the Kremlin during the rush hour commute. More than 4,000 people have been evacuated from the tunnels, and authorities there say a power line failure started the fire, and then they started the trains up again, and an hour later they saw more smoke and had to re-evacuate everyone. Hey, let's get you an update on a story that we brought to you last week. Security at the Statue of Liberty. Now, the National Park Service said they plan to screen visitors as they arrived at Ellis and Liberty Islands. And New York Senator Charles Schumer said that plan could turn the tourist attraction into a terrorist target. And the Interior Department agrees. They reversed the Park Service's plan. The Secretary of the Interior requested a new facility be built where people will be screened before they get on a ferry to the islands. And both of those islands have been closed since Superstorm Sandy. The Statue of Liberty is scheduled to reopen next month on the 4th of July. More children are being poisoned by prescription medications. That's according to a recent study. The study shows prescriptions for adults have increased, and that has increased children's exposure to those prescriptions. Researchers say the two are linked, and children's exposure to adult meds are up 30%, and the rate of poisonings are up 36%. Now, experts say most of the poisonings come from prescription drugs versus over-the-counter drugs. That study was published in the journal Pediatrics.
You'd think there'd be an easy enough solution to that.
Put them away.
You think, but I don't know. All right.
554. What is the one thing that would cause one of Hollywood's biggest couples to call it quits?
Oh, I can't wait to.
Do I hear sarcasm? I think I do. 6 o'clock, and I do believe I hear your alarm clock going. Bring your bed head and your cup of coffee on in here, will you?
Year that I graduated in 1970, and you were about to tell us when you graduated. We ran out of time. So.
Post 1970.
It was after 1970. How much post?
Give or take a month or two.
Give or take a month or two. Anyway, in Escambia County, the graduation ceremonies happen at the Bay Center, and that costs a couple of bucks.
It does, and some people are saying, wouldn't it be cheaper if they had it at a football stadium or at the school? Well, Channel 3's Callie Desmond is live this morning from Pensacola Bay Center, taking a look at how much it does cost and why they do them there. Good morning. Do you want to give a quick shout out to at 1988, who told us on our Facebook that the answer was mortarboard, the little cap that you wear when you graduate. All right, let's talk about Chrysler now. They are going up against the federal government because they say they don't need to recall about 3 million vehicles. And the last time that anyone took on the government in regards to a recall was Chrysler 17 years ago, and they ended up winning. Clayton Sandell taking a look at what the difference is here. We're ready if you are. Okay, it's 6:30. We let you sleep in and everything. Let's get you a look at the day ahead because the umbrella is going to be a good idea today. Hi, Christina. Top stories now at the bottom of the hour. New for you this morning. Police in Fort Walton Beach trying to determine what caused a toddler to stop breathing at a thrift store on Tuesday. Now, EMS was called to the Waterfront Mission thrift store on Hollywood Boulevard just after 5 p.m. Someone in the store started CPR on the 13-month-old before the paramedics arrived, and the child was later pronounced dead at the emergency room at Fort Walton Beach Medical Center. Dun, 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 dun,
So what was your class song?
We didn't have, that was it, Pomp and Circumstance.
You didn't have a class song when you graduated?
No, it was Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What year is that? Let's figure it out. High school graduations happening now. Many of them in Escambia County at the Bay Center, and a lot of people have a problem with that.
Yeah, is that too expensive? Would it be cheaper somewhere else? Well, Channel 3's Callie Desmond is at the Bay Center taking a look at the numbers. Morning.
Channel 3 News.
Thank you, Callie. Poor gal out there. That happened to me. I got rained on at my graduation.
No.
Yes. It was the first time in 10 years that it rained. Anyway, on graduation day. Sacred Heart Health System is doing a little bit of restructuring, and that could mean that some people are going to lose their jobs. A spokesman says they're making the changes for a lot of reasons, including cuts to Medicare funding and a drop in hospital admissions. Now, as many as 150 people could be affected. Sacred Heart Health System includes 3 hospitals and other offices in Baldwin County, Alabama to Apalachicola, Florida. Food's always better when someone else makes it, right? So we go out a lot, but it can be really hard if you're allergic to something. You have to make special orders, or if you're eating with someone who's allergic, it can be really dangerous. And so how do you know that you're, getting what you asked for and that you're safe while you're eating out there? Well, Stacey Cohan is live in Washington giving us some tips. It is really hard. Morning. Since we're talking about going to restaurants, new study says what's in your glass is filthier than what's in your toilet.
Have they seen my toilet? All right, let's hear about
breakfast. Let's hear about it. Okay, there's a study that says, now mind you, this is in Great Britain, but still, they tested the ice at McDonald's, Burger King, and Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Starbucks. They found that the ice is more filthy than the water in the toilet at the very same restaurants.
That's because people just use their hands in the ice as opposed to the scooper, I'd imagine.
Okay, or maybe they don't clean the ice machine as well. There's a whole heap load of reasons. Well, the hard part about that when someone defends themselves is that if you're the victim, you have to be questioned by that person. You have to talk to them and look them in the face. That's got to be tough.
Who am I to talk about the wheels of justice and how they turn? But just
I want to talk to you about this. This is what we're talking about on your second screen. Okay, since we're talking about graduations a lot this morning, in New Hampshire, there is an 18-year-old Marine who wants to wear his uniform instead of the cap and gown. The school says no, as a part of the convocation, you have to wear a cap, you have to wear a gown. He says he thinks it's disgraceful to cover up his uniform with the cap and with the gown. They're saying he has to, so there's a little bit of fight there, and it is up to the school district what you wear.
see which way they go.
Yeah, but we're talking about that on Facebook.com with you. I want to see what you think about that. Hey, good news for you if you're headed off to college or you're paying for someone going off to college. The cost of tuition in Florida will not go up. Governor Rick Scott vetoed a bill that would have hiked up tuition by 3%. Florida tuition rates are lower when you compare them to the rest of the country, and Scott says he wants to keep it that way. Now, this is the fourth time that lawmakers have asked for an increase in tuition since 2009.
On behalf of all parents of college students, Governor, I
Thank you.